I can.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another game of Guilderland Lady Dutch Flag Football. Tonight, your 0-1 Guilderland Lady Dutch take on the 1-0 Troy Flying Horses. Hi, everyone. I'm Anthony Bourne. Alongside me is my partner, Sean Cunningham. And Sean, this is your first time witnessing a flag football game. Must be very interesting to see the new rules, and I went over them with you a few moments ago. So, how do you feel about the rules?
Oh, it's very interesting. Yeah, like you said, it's my first time seeing something like this before, so it's a learning experience for me. But it's always interesting to see something new at the school. And with this new rule set, it's a very different kind of game, very different field dimensions, all that stuff. And we are about to get started here, so I'm excited to see how this gets underway.
First play, fakes a handoff, runs up the middle, tripped down, and they're on the 8-yard line.
Now, we also do want to clarify that we do not have any of Troy's rosters. We did look online a couple places, emailed them, but we were not able to get a roster for this game, so we are only going to be calling the Lady Dutch names, just so everyone is aware. We do not have Troy's roster. We just have Guilderland's roster for tonight's game.
And a bad pitch behind, intended for number 3, was dropped and bobbled, incomplete there.
And Lady Dutch definitely want to get off to a much better start. It was a rough time out last time out against Bethlehem, so they're looking to get ready and rolling quickly. And so far, Troy's been running a couple plays. They haven't worked as well as they would like, so let's see what happens now.
Second and 17. They're going to try to run the same play. Free, keeps going. Missed a defender missed there.
All the way to the outside, near the 40-yard line on that one, so good run right there. Just wasn't able to get to the outside quick enough, so a pretty good run right there. And it'll be a first down.
First down for the Troy Flying Horses. Last game, if you missed it, it was scoreless for a long time, but they were battling some pretty serious conditions in the wind and rain. But this time, all there is really is just wind. Fakes the handoff. She'll run up the middle. That's number 26, flagged by number 52. That's Elia Booth, a 8th grader. And that'll be another first down for the Troy Flying Horses.
Now, once again, a very nice designed run right there, going to the outside. And so far, it seems like they've been able to run a few nice running plays, so it's might be a continuation of that as the night goes on. But Lady Dutch have to get tough and find a way to stop it.
Also found out plays can get kind of repetitive. That one was handed off behind to number 1 on Troy.
Flag taken off by Haggerty. And very big size advantage here for Troy. A lot of the players are taller than them, and some appear to be pretty fast. So it's another thing you got to catch up to them quickly.
2nd and 11 for Troy. Fakes a handoff. Kind of a short pass to number 1 of Troy. Flag pulled by number 88, Haley Wismont, a freshman. And I believe Troy just got to the first down marker. Yes, they did. And it'll be a first down again for the Troy Flying Horses. Because it should be. They crossed at 20.
And the marker now goes to the first down, so that is confirmed officially.
Fake the handoff. Running to the right is number 26 of Troy. Flag pulled, but were they in the end zone? No. Or yes, they were. Excuse me. Touchdown for Troy. It is 6-0 early for the Flying Horses.
Well, it's definitely a rough start on the go-around for the Flying Horses on those first couple plays, but utilizing the rushing attack was very, very useful on that drive. And you take a look at the replay here. Bit of a fake handoff, and there was not a lot of defense to work with right there. And right at the very last moment, right there, the flag was pulled, but 26 for Troy already right across the goal line. So that's the first set of points on the first drive for the Flying Horses. A good start for them on offense tonight.
Now, if you don't know the point after try rules, 1 point at the 3-yard line, 2 points at the 10-yard line, and 3 points from the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going for the 1 here. Kind of slow getting out of the pocket. She'll throw, and it's...
Oh, it's dropped.
Dropped. Trying to see who had the intention, or the pass intended for. I think it was number 18 on Troy. And so it will remain 6-0.
So we're going to see definitively who it is in just a moment. We do have a replay of that. And the pass, it's a good pass. It would have connected, but yeah, just right out of the hands.
And
so a bit of a break right there.
Yeah, and with there being no kickoffs, ball's always placed at the 14-yard line in flag football. They're just going to go straight into it. First down for the Lady Dutch.
And we are currently taking a look at the formation right here. Madison Haggerty, the 7th grader, and a few others set snap. Doesn't go back to her, though. It goes to McCann. And that pass is incomplete.
Pass intended there was for Brittany Fargione, a freshman. 21-25 left in the first half. Troy up 6-0 against your Guilderland Lady Dutch. Now last game, they were running out Madison Haggerty, a 7th grader, but McCann got the first snap there. Maybe they're trying something different, especially against a dangerous Troy Flying Horses team.
And McCann took that snap that time, and once again, not much to work with there, as a couple defenders are right there for the snap. So few losses on that play so far.
Third down. Low snap, and they're going to say it hit the ground. That'll be
it did.
A loss of yardage for the Lady Dutch. They're going to move back, 4th down.
You could probably tell on that one, it definitely did hit the ground on that last snap. So they got to see what they can do here. It's going to be punted away.
Here's the punt. And it'll be recovered by Troy by number 3.
And flag was quickly ripped off at the 20-yard line near it. So nothing doing for Guilderland on that first drive, and now Troy will come back out for their second offensive drive, and they're already in really good field territory.
And that was a nice tackle by the Lady, or deflagging by the Lady Dutch. It was past the 20-yard line. So it'll be around first down and 19 for the Troy Flying Horses. First and 19, 2013 left in the first half. Another one of those behind passes there. Missed the flag, but she got deflagged by Eliana Famodu.
So we take a look at the replay here. Another little bit of a shovel right there. Handoff right to number 1 on Troy. And then, once again, the rushing attack's been very, very useful so far for the Flying Horses. They just have been able to get so much momentum on these first few carries of the game, and they're already looking to get more scores on the board right here.
Now it looks like the refs are telling the players that they have to stay in the box. I'm guessing they're talking about where the red line is, bottom of the screen. Another handoff to number 3.
The flag taken off. And it's being placed at the 15-yard line for now. So a rather quick end to that run that time.
This will be, I believe, 3rd and 5 for the Flying Horses. They're going to do another one of those behind plays. Number 1 has it. Did she cross the goal line, though?
Yeah, she bobbled the ball right at the end. I don't know what they're going to say for that. It's a fumble that went through the end zone. I'm not sure what the ruling would be. But see right here, on the replay, trying to avoid, well, it looks like the flag came off right before that, so it looks like it doesn't matter. It would have been an interesting ruling to see what they would have done there.
Absolutely.
If the flag wasn't taken away.
First and short for the Flying Horses. Quarterback takes it herself. She'll rush in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Flying Horses. Number 26 on Troy gets the rushing touchdown. It's 12-0 Troy with 18:20 left in the first half.
And once again, just another run to the outside. And a fake handoff. Once again, they've been handing number 1 the ball quite a bit on these first few plays. So nice run. Quarterback just takes it in herself for that one. So it's now a 12-0 game. They've looked very good in the first 2 possessions.
Throw there. That one's complete. Caught by number 18 on Troy. So they will get the conversion. I believe it was only a 1-point try, so it'll be 13-0 Troy.
We're still waiting for the scoreboard to update there. Update it for us. Now we see it. It was indeed a 1-point attempt, so it is a 13-0 game.
18:20 left in the first half. Troy up 13-0 against Guilderland. Again, these games go by quick, especially with how they get back on offense here. That was, I would say, less than a minute from the point after try to the first play for Guilderland here. Handoff. Haggerty had the rush there. Only got a yard. Actually might have lost yardage.
Yeah. It's hard to tell whether she got some yards or didn't get any, so.
Also looked like she thought she got tagged way or deflagged way earlier than she did. She stopped for a little bit there.
Yeah. So you saw a little bit of hesitation after that first handoff, so a little bit of confusion right there maybe.
McCann, short pass. Complete, tripped up. Pass intended for number 40, Peyton Dominy, a freshman.
A very quick trip right off the snap right here. Is a bit of a short pass coming from Alice McCann. And a little bit of contact there with number 18 on Troy, so.
It looks like just short of.
Got to get there quick.
The 20. McCann throws deep. And it's picked
up
off by
Ooh.
Troy. Troy's looking to return. Doesn't get the D flag there. D flag there by number 5, Alice McCann. But that is a brutal interception for Guilderland. And Troy will have field position just short of the goal line.
And McCann had to make a play right there. There was someone right on the way, but right there for Troy was number 1. A couple tackles there. McCann was able to get the D flag right there, but now in a situation like that, you kind of have to make sure you get the ball loose, but risks like that can also cause even more harm. So just a rough start continuing for Guilderland so far this game. And once again, Troy down in prime field position here, already up 13-0.
17:08 left in the first half. Troy up 13-0 against your Lady Dutch. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff.
And that's a nice break right there.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Alice McCann on the deflagging.
So that gets a few losses right there.
Did kind of look like it fell off, though. No, it was definitely pulled. Yeah. I guess at my vantage point, I'm not necessarily looking at the monitor. It did look like it just fell off, but
it's a interesting play right there because I think number 3 was ready for a handoff.
They're going to hand it off to number 1 on Troy. Tries to extend.
The 2 flags got pulled off right there. So one by Domini and the other one by De Leon, I think it was. Yeah, right there. Couple flags got
one that was
taken off.
High snap there. Throw. And it was dropped by number 0 on Troy. Incomplete there.
And McCann was also right there for the flag, even if the catch was made. So they had the play recognized right away from the get-go. So nice awareness on that one, but also lucky for them. Play was dead anyway after the drop pass.
I believe it'll be 3rd down, it looks like. Let's see, change it right here. 4th down, excuse me. Throw. And it was almost completed.
They say no. It was initially looked like it was going to be caught in the end zone, but no deal. Let's take a look at the replay.
It was 3-on-1 here. Nice throw from Troy.
Yeah, it was a little high on that one, but she got the hands on the ball.
So
pass was just a little too high.
Yeah. So it'll be Lady Dutch ball here. 1st down for Guilderland. 14:45 left in the first half. 13-0 Troy.
The first couple drives on offense haven't gone the way they've intended, so they got to look and see what they can achieve here on this drive. Looks like they're going to have McCann taking the snaps, though.
McCann throws short, incomplete over the head of Madison Haggerty.
And looking for a bit of a short pass right there, just wasn't able to connect properly on that one. Also, side note for flag football, there are only 2 timeouts per team instead of 3,
yes,
which you see in regular American football. So it's 2 timeouts per half, not 3.
McCann takes the snap. She'll throw, and it was tipped.
It's nearly intercepted right there, potentially, but it was broken up. Pass was intended for Irene Husson. Yeah, throw over the middle. A couple players in the vicinity of that one, but Husson, the target, got swarmed a little bit on that play, so no dice.
Troy's been getting to the quarterback a lot, too. So Guilderland's going to have to deal with the pressure. Pass intended there to Haggerty. And it'll be 4th down for Lady Dutch.
So a punt on this drive, and you notice so far on some of these drives, there's been little to no blocking, so they have to get rid of the ball very quickly off some of these possessions. McCann has to react fast, or else it's not going to potentially result in a good connection. So,
and although that was a shallow kick by the Lady Dutch, that was at the around the 18-yard line. So that'll be 1st and 18 for Troy. And I mean, that's something that they can do as a strategy, is try to kick it deep enough, but not over the 20 or 40-yard line, so that way they can get, or have the opponent have a lot of field that they need to get. And I mean, also all the fast rush from the defense, similar to arena football, where you have to get it out in at least 3 seconds.
Yep.
So it's very quick. 13:02 left in the first half.
They're almost halfway through. We mentioned how fast-paced it's been. There's a flag down. Pass is incomplete anyway, though. We're going to see what it is.
Yeah, pass intended for number 3 there.
But the flag came out right before the pass was being made, so we will see what it is. It looks like it's on the offense. So it'll be backed up all the way to near where the 25-yard line is.
Takes a snap, 26, rolls to her left. Shuffle pass complete to number 3. No flag. Flag was pulled a lot earlier. Number 40, Peyton Dominy on the deflagging.
Yeah, to my vantage point, it didn't look like there was going to be a deflag right there going to the outside, but Dominy right there for the deflag after the short shovel pass right there. Went all the way to number 3, was able to avoid Vadiraja before Dominy was able to get the flag pull, so really nice run right there. There's another flag now.
Rolls to her right, cuts up to her left, still on her feet.
And Dominy once again with the flag pull. Seems to be getting a lot of them so far, but we're going to see what this penalty is going to be now.
Guessing, I believe that's false start on the offense.
Yeah, it was. So we do have all the official signals. And that is indeed what they are calling. It will be false start.
Now, this is just me, and maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's similar to more like arena football, but if it was a false start, wouldn't that play not go? I may need to read up on the rule book a bit more.
Now they are resetting, so it looks like the play was nullified.
Another run up the middle for 26. Flag pulled.
It's Isla Boyce that time.
It'll be 3rd down for the Troy Flying Horses. I almost said Lady Dutch there.
3rd down defended by the Lady Dutch, as you can say that.
3rd and 19. Throw.
Incomplete.
I think the pass intended there was for number 3, but 1 was also right there.
Yeah, a couple players were in the vicinity there, but you didn't really see a clear vision of who that pass was going to.
Yeah.
There's a few players in that vicinity, but regardless, still incomplete. And I believe this will bring up 4th down.
Yep.
You can see the down marker on the field is just all jumbled up. Some cases we can't even tell what it is.
I think it was last game where it was I think maybe the rain caused that side to be like that, but from our vantage point, that was the side they used for the game. Now they're using the other side.
All right.
Of the flag marker. Although it was on the other side of the field last game. They're now asking to start the clock.
So they're yelling at the who was in the booth to start the clock right there.
Lob there.
So number one looking for it.
She's still going. Flag pulled by Peyton Dominy again. Just short of the end. I
think potentially it was just short. Let's see.
I think it was just short.
Now new personnel is coming out for the Lady Dutch right there, but it's to the sideline. Number one avoided a few players right there, Vadiraja, and once again, Dominy's been getting all the flagpoles in this game, it feels like.
That'll be a turnover on downs for the Flying Horses. First down for the Lady Dutch.
Yeah, and that's much needed right there after the first couple drives that Troy had. Now they can see if they can get any momentum going on offense here. Turn some tide around.
Yeah, 9:58 left in the first half. 13-0 Troy Flying Horses. It does feel so weird, Sean, that these games go so quick. It's so different than.
Yeah, already 15 minutes gone by so far.
Flag on the play. That'll be over the head of number 2 of Troy and number 30 of Guilderland, that being Irene Husson. Flag on the field.
We're going to see who it's on. And it's false start on the offense.
You could hear audibly there. I don't know if cameras picked that one up, but you heard the Troy coach going, "We're going to decline it."
So Lady Dutch talking things over here before the replay. It still is first down after the false start is called. And once again, they got 3 players lined up to take the snap. I believe McCann has been taking most of them recently, so I assume it would go to her, and it does.
Short throw there to Haggerty. Flag pulled by number 3 of Troy. She'll get a few yards on the play, I believe.
And just testing the waters on that short pass right there for Alice McCann. Haggerty was able to get, I believe, a few on that play, but it will not be enough currently. Lady Dutch just have to keep working on this drive.
2nd and 17, I believe. McCann takes a snap, rolls to her right.
Very quick flagpole.
And it's a safety. Her flag got pulled in the end zone, causing a safety here.
Yeah, right.
Just barely, too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, right there is the goal line, so it was in the end zone.
I don't know why I said just barely. I saw the goal line 3 yards to the left.
And the end zone is for the usual men's football we see is over there as well, so it also has all the dimensions on the field. So,
but now there's a lot of field that Troy needs to get. They're going to the other side of the field for some reason.
Now it would be.
Now I'm confused.
But think about it right now. If there is a turnover achieved at this point in the field, this would be really good news for Guilderland trying to get on the board here. Because the good majority of the game has been spent all the way down at the other side of the field. So if they're able to turn the ball over here, that would be really big. See if they could get a potential play.
That'll be complete to number 1. Oh, I missed what happened there, but I thought number 1 had it and pitched it out to number 3. There, flag on the play.
Yeah, that fooled me as well. So there was a flag put down as well. That penalty was declined, I believe, too. Yeah, that fooled a lot of us, I feel like, on that one. Because it went initially to number 1, then number 3, all of a sudden you see her running with it.
.8:59 left in the first half. Pass here.
Oh, so
Almost
close.
complete. Yeah.
Oh,
Pass intended to number 1 of Troy. Looked like she almost had hands on it and just bobbled it.
you kind of see like after the play, she was trying to put the ball to her back. Like say, over here, look, I got it. On some plays, but and it looks like we got a timeout being called.
I mean, I don't think so if Guilderland's lining up the play here.
And it looks like they could also just be talking it over. They did that earlier in the game.
No, I don't understand this because it's a running clock. And incomplete. Yeah, they're asking him to run the clock.
Yeah, the clock is currently stopped at 8:26. Now we'll start.
Kind of a shovel pass there to number 3 of Troy. She's still going. Flag pulled by number 40, Peyton Dominy. She's gotten a lot of flag pulls here today.
Like, she's very close to reaching double digits at this rate. Like, the only person I've seen really on go and get most of the flag pulls tonight has been Dominy. Always seems to be in a good place once a run gets going to get that flag pulled. So she's done a very good job on defense tonight for the Lady Dutch.
Fakes the handoff. She'll throw the 1.
That's incomplete. And it just seemed to me on that play, she just put a little bit too much on that one.
Yeah. Went through the hands of number 1 there. So it'll be second down for Troy. I got a little bit confused there. Not just because of where the ball was placed, but I didn't really think it would be second down. Hand off to number 3.
Oh, and Famadou got barreled into right there.
Yeah, I think Haggerty tried to pull the flag, but it just caused number 3 on Troy to fall down here. Let's take a replay.
So they hand off quickly to number 3 right there, and then Haggerty tried to pull the flag, and then as that was happening, she barreled right into Eliana Famadou.
And it'll be, I believe, holding or some sort of play or flag on the offense.
Yeah, I'd have to believe that as a result of that, there's going to be a penalty because that kind of contact you could imagine would cause that to happen in flag football.
Troy kind of playing hurry up here. .26 takes snap. She'll throw deep. And it'll be caught by number 1 on Troy. Missed the flag there.
And it was pulled off right before the goal line, though, by
Haley Wismon.
That's Wismon, yeah. So very, very close call right there. A great pass downfield. Yeah, well protected right there. There could have been a chance to get to the flag right there, but good pass downfield. Wismont, and we had 2 players that were able to get flags right there. But Wismont got to it first, so that will result in Troy being very, very close to their 3rd touchdown this game.
So I'm trying to tell, ball is just short of the goal line. More 1st and 2 here.
Just a couple yards to go.
Takes a snap, run up the middle. Trip down there. Oh no, she hurt. Oh, she's hurt.
Oh no. Mumboyeta was able to get to the flag, but now the quarterback for Troy is down in a heap. Take a look right there. Like, I'm not sure if that was just the flag pulled right there. I don't know if there was a lot of contact there. It looks like she just went down on her leg right there.
Never want to see that, especially in sport like this where I don't think it was any like pushing or anything. It just when she came down, she landed on it weird and got hurt.
Yeah. And those kind of injuries, the non-contact plays, are some of the worst injuries you can suffer because it's one thing when an injury happens due to contact, but some cases a non-contact injury can almost be just as bad as that.
Yeah.
Just come down on your leg, something like that. You can imagine it would be something right here. Yeah, just the left knee went down.
So we're going to take a timeout here. 15-0 Troy. 6:06 left in the first half. We'll be right back here on GHS Media. We're back here on GHS Media. 15-0 Troy against your Lady Dutch. 6:06 left in the first half. If you missed what just happened, I would say very scary Troy injury just happened where the quarterback for Troy, I think, fell on her knee weird.
It seemed like just a bit of a freak play right there after the snap was held, running to the left, trying to avoid the flagpole right there, and she just went down on her knee. Needs some assistance getting off the field. So after a bit of a prolonged wait period where she was being tended to, she's now getting looked at on the sideline. So it doesn't seem too likely, based on how she was being brought off the field, that she will return to the game, which is a real shame because watching her play tonight, she had done a really, really nice job for Troy so far.
Number 1 now in a quarterback for Troy. I don't know if that was caught there.
And I saw the referee wave his arms after that, so I believe they're going to call no touchdown there. There's a couple players that were going after in the end zone, though.
It could have been out of bounds, too. Yeah, let's see.
So, yeah, 2 players going after it.
And
yeah, it bounced the ground, yep.
Yeah, we didn't see that. It just looked like it went straight into the hands of the receiver there for Troy.
Yeah, McCann was right there in the vicinity, too, so she had a chance to potentially intercept that pass, but a little bit of a battle right there results in it dropping between both of them.
3rd down for the Flying Horses. And timeout called by Troy.
So now we officially get word of a timeout.
That'll be their first charge timeout of their 2. With 5:03 left in the first half, 15-0 Troy. We'll be taking a break here. We'll be right back on GHS Media. We're back here on GHS Media after the timeout. Still 15-0 Troy, 5:03 left in the first half. Dick snap. One. Froze. That is complete to number 3 on Troy, and that'll be a touchdown. So Troy gets their 3rd touchdown of the game, and it will be 21-0.
Well, that's just the play you want coming right back from the timeout. So pass right across the middle from number 1 all the way to the end zone. And now we're going to see if their conversion attempt is successful. They've been successful on 1 of 2 tonight.
They're going to go for the 1 on the 3-yard line. Rolls to her right. She's just going to stroll in for the point after try. So it will be 22-0 Troy with 4:57 left in the first half. And no one was in front of her on that play.
Yeah, no defenders there in the vicinity. Just an easy stroll into the end zone. So now the Lady Dutch will go back to work on offense here for what has been a very much near perfect first half for Troy scoring-wise. And they were victorious in their first game of the season. It's either 1-0 record against Shenendehowa. Lady Dutch still looking for their first win. And you typically see a little bit of, first couple games you might expect to see a little bit of jitters because this is a new program. A lot of the players are still, of course, relatively young. So you have a feeling that in a few years, seeing this program continue could be something you could see doing very well in the future.
So throwing that was Domini there. Pass intended for number 1 and pass intended and completed to Haggerty there. First time they went with Domini all game.
Yeah, Domini's been lining up a few times near the quarterback. Looks like they're going to try that again here. If Haggerty lined up with her and McCann, Domini is going to take it again.
Rolls to her right, froze. And it's tipped and picked off by Troy, and they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, she's going the wrong way. She ran all the way down. See, and we've seen a play like that in the NFL. You might recall Jim Marshall of the Vikings long time ago once recovered a fumble and ran it the other way for a safety. And now it looks like they are ruling that as safety. Yeah.
In Guilderland Lady Dutch flag football history, ladies and gentlemen, on a safety.
On a play that runs the wrong way.
22-2.
How about that?
Wow.
The Jim Marshall play. We've seen the Jim Marshall play in the flag football game, ladies and gentlemen.
And it is a safety.
So 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. How about that? Yeah, there was a couple plays right there. Looked like when Domini threw that pass downfield, there was a receiver in that vicinity.
Wasn't it tipped a little bit?
Yeah, it was tipped, and then it went right to number 5 on Troy. So
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I have never seen that before, at least in person. I know, like I did mention the Jim Marshall play. I've seen that. I'm sure quite a few people have seen that.
So 4 minutes left in the first half. It's still the first half. 22-2. Troy here.
Again, Guilderland's going back on offense because of that safety.
Domini rolls to her right. Tries to pull back, froze. I didn't hear a whistle go.
Yeah, there was a flag pull, I believe. So that would results in that. It was number 3 on Troy.
And so Guilderland will move back on that play. So it'll be second and, trying to tell here from our vantage point, I think.
And Dominique had the protection blown up right there, so quick flag right there.
And that at least wasn't on or in the end zone there, so it'll be third and very long for the Lady Dutch. Yeah, just in front of the goal line.
And John Ginder's trying to motion over right now, see what they're going to run here.
High snap there. Dominique runs to her left. Flag pulled by, I think that was number 10 on Troy. Oh, 8, 9.
It's 18, I believe.
Yeah.
I thought it was 19 at first. Couldn't tell. But the flag gets pulled regardless. And it was not enough for a first down after a couple of early flag pulls. So Lady Dutch, I believe, are just going to punt it here. Yeah, once again, just no blocking right there. No chance for Dominique to get through.
But Dominique will punt it off here.
So 1:49 to go.
So the ball will be close to the 20, so it'll be about 1st and 3 for the Flying Horses. More 1st and 2. And we've pretty much entered a 2-minute warning now. Last 2 minutes of the period, there's more arena football-esque stoppage in the clock here. Takes a snap. 1, looks. Rolls to her left. She'll run up the middle now.
No
and she'll
flag
stay in. Touchdown, Troy.
Wow. So what a nice run right there. So that is another touchdown for the Flying Horses. Their 4th on the day.
28-2 now. Looked like Guilderland almost got pressure there. Haggerty was on her.
Yeah, a couple of missed flag pulls right there. Gajula and Levy in the backfield looking for that one.
And they'll be going for 1 here. And 1 will run up the middle and drop the ball. And that'll be an, I guess, no good
Yeah, they're
point
going to call
after
that
try.
dead. Yep.
So it'll stay 28-2 with 1:37 left in the first. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was batted out of the hands or not, but looked like she might have just dropped it.
It might also be the fact that she's extending her arm.
Yeah, looking for the boundary of the end zone there. That's another good point.
I'll have to check the rule book, but I don't remember.
Because you often see players doing that when they try to reach their arm across.
I'm also trying to remember if it's just diving into the end zone or if it's actually just extending your arm over the goal line.
Yeah.
I know diving for sure is not, and that's not what Troy did there, but regardless, they still missed.
You can't see any sort of dive there.
Yeah, regardless, they missed the extra point. McCann out, and pass was intended to number 7, that being Brittany Fargione. 36 on Troy. Had her hands in the play.
Yeah, able to get the deflection away, so the pass was pretty much on target there, but Good defense, able to bat that one away. Now, there's been a lot of alternates taking this snap right here. You mentioned that Haggerty was also taking snaps in the last game.
They're going to pitch it back to Haggerty. Spin move, no flag. Or no flag was pulled, but now there is flags on the field.
It's a couple of them. Yeah, Haggerty very nearly got out of that without getting the flags pulled right there. You see right here. Yeah, just a bit of a miss right there by number 3 at first, and then just wasn't able to get away fast enough in time. There could have been a big play.
And the penalty will be on Troy here.
So that'll set the ball a little bit more forward for the Lady Dutch. Now we see head coach John Ginder breaking the plays down right here. So after a very fortuitous penalty right there for the Lady Dutch to get into better field position here, we're going to see what kind of play they run.
1st and 16 for the Lady Dutch. McCann throws. And it'll be picked off straight to number 5 on Troy. Flag was pulled around the 33-yard line.
And that's the second interception of the day as well for number 5. They've had 3 in this first half alone. And you take a look at the replay here. So we had, and you saw the play a little bit there when she was trying to make that pass downfield. I'm not sure like who could have been in the area for that one, but a nice run back, and they were able to get the flag pulled relatively quickly. So a nice recovery after that. But now, once again, Troy a chance to go downfield.
Minute 4 left in the first half. Troy up 28-2. Fakes the hand up to 3, throws it to 2. She'll run.
And Famadou got that one near the 20.
Less than a minute now in the first half. Second down for Troy.
Another flag pull that time by Haggerty. Try to get a bit more to the outside. I believe that will be enough for a first down.
Well, let's see if this will be the last play of the game. Or first half. Excuse me, 10. The clock stops here.
They do stop it, yep. So they will run one more play.
Oh, now
now they're going to let it run.
Now the clock is running, so I think that will be the end of the first half. 28-2. Troy flying horses. So a very Troy-heavy first half. Really, their only mistake was the interception run into the back of their own end zone for a safety.
Yeah. I mean, you saw a lot of the plays they were making on offense. The rushing attack has especially been very good, and they were even making some really nice passes downfield. They had a couple of good possessions. They had some possessions that might not have gone so well for them, but overall, so far in this game, it's been all Troy. We're going to have a 5-minute rest period before we get back to action. But it's been a lot of fun so far, seeing something new.
Yes, it has. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes here. 28-2 Troy. We'll be right back here on GHS Media. We're back here on GHS Media, 28-2 Troy. And boy, it's been an offensive showcase for the Flying Horses here today.
Yeah, it certainly has been. There's been quite a few touchdowns that have been scored so far tonight. And as of right now, Lady Dutch look to be starting things off on offense. Troy has played a very nice defensive game so far. Lady Dutch only contribution was thanks to a safety on the interception that was ran the wrong way. But as of right now, we're going to see how things go. They have the three players that have usually taken snaps lining up right now.
Takes a step, rolls to her right, jukes back in. Was her flag pulled by number 3? I don't think she has anything in her hand, but they'll lose yardage on the play.
A strange start to the second half, certainly, but there was a loss on the play regardless right there. So second down for the Lady Dutch already. And it was Domini that time who took the snap, so she has McCann still lined up with her.
Domini again rolling to her right here. Gets tripped up again.
And once again, like no flag was pulled again, and looked like.
I think that one might have had it.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
And you see a couple players go down right there. Then, yeah, it might have been right there with the last tackle by number 17. So very quickly, it's now 3rd down.
You know, I've just been waiting for that one play that can jumpstart this offense. It's mainly been the same plays the past 2 games, but they're playing 2 really good teams in Troy and Bethlehem. Haggerty rolls to the right. Flag was pulled way back.
That's way back there, yeah. And they didn't even really notice that until a little bit into the run right there. But yeah, right there on the first play, the flag was pulled. Right as Haggerty was trying to avoid a couple tackles right there. But it is ruled a safety as well because it was right in the back of the end zone. Haggerty had the flag pulled right in the end zone, so a safety was ruled on that.
So that's our 3rd safety of the game between the 2 teams. 2 of them for Troy, 1 of them on Guilderland. So 23-31 left in the second half, 30-2 Troy. 28-point game.
Let's see what happens now. Bobble on the snap.
Froze, complete to number 2. She'll get across the 20, so it'll be a first down for the Flying Horses.
Yeah, it was Niedermeyer, I believe, who had the flagpole right there. The sophomore, number 28. So again, a bit of bobble on the snap, but a recovery to get it to number 2. No one covering on the outside. Niedermeyer able to get to the flagpole right there. Another first down.
They're going to hand it off again behind. Flag on the play.
So flag was pulled there once again by Domini. Well, let's see what the call is going to be.
That'll be on the Troy offense there.
I believe there was a holding. So you can see one of the players near the point where the ball was snapped. Might have been a bit of a hold on one of the Guilderland defenders right there. So we'll back up 10 yards on the play.
Honestly, I think any penalty helps Guilderland here, even though they're down by 28. Just puts them back by so much, especially with how the zones are, that they're going to need to, I believe, get to the 40 in order to keep going.
And a bit of a bump on the play after the snap for Troy right there. So nothing doing on that play. And we're going to go to second down.
I believe I heard 3rd and 5 yell out, so.
It is second down, though.
It is kind of hard to tell with the down marker because the 2 and the 3, the top where it's broken off is kind of hard to tell, and they don't have it on the other side of the field.
Yeah, it's at our vantage point.
And 3 will run up the middle here. She'll get tripped up by De Leon. And regardless if it was 3rd and 5 or they had to get to the 40, they're not going to get the first down here, so it'll be, I believe, 4th. No, it'll stay 3rd.
Yeah, I think the reasoning for that is they replayed the first down after the holding call, so that is why it is still 3rd down.
1 rolls to her right.
No flagpole yet.
No flagpole.
There it is.
Pulled by number 87, Emily Harding, the 7th grader.
Yeah, one of three 7th graders on this team. One of them, Haggerty, has been one of the players taking the snaps at quarterback tonight. A good play on defense there by Harding.
And yeah, it'll be 4th down. I honestly forgot that it's 4th down.
So I believe this is also the first Troy punt of the night.
Yes, that is true. The only other time they've given up the ball other than the safety pick and was a turnover on down. So here's the kick here. De Leon gets it. Goes to her left. Flag pulled by number 3 on Troy. And we got a good vantage point here, so it'll be 1st and 16 for the Lady Dutch.
So just a few yards away from the 40-yard line on that one. So,
and I guess in the way the zones work, that was a great pump by Troy. Got him to a point where they need to get 16 yards on the play. 2018, left in the second half. 30-2. Troy Flying Horses. Guilderland will now get the ball on the 36-yard line. Had to do some mental.
and I believe this time we will see McCann taking the snaps. She has Haggerty alongside her.
Handoff to Haggerty. No D flag yet. Flag on the play.
A bit of a bump right there at the very end of that play, but Haggerty with a nice run to start things off. And let's see if it will stand, though.
I'm guessing it's going to be on Troy if Coach Ginder's talking about it to the refs. Yep.
It is. Yep. Holding on the defense.
And so that'll be nice for the Lady Dutch as they're going to move up. They now have only 4 yards to the first down marker, and it's first down. Takes a snap. Will throw, and it was
very
deflected.
Very nearly picked off again right there. And a few Troy players in that vicinity right there. That's a dangerous pass to make. But the rushing attack hasn't really been working on a lot of these plays, so you got to make a decision on what to do there. And they could have had a pass right there, but it was a dangerous one to make.
McCann throws short to Haggerty.
Haggerty's still going through. There's a flag at the end of the play. Might be because of the push down.
Yeah.
If I had to assume right there, because...
Oh, that'll be on Guilderland, I believe.
Yeah, and I figured it would be, because right here you see the replay.
Oh,
yeah, it's a bit of a push right there by Haggerty, so that is why the flags came flying. And that will indeed be the case. It'll back them up to the 30.
So it'll be 2nd and 10, I believe. McCann will throw deep.
Oh,
and it's picked off directly into one, but she drops the ball. I don't think that'll matter for that much. I'm guessing it will still be Troy ball, but I don't know if she dropped it short of the 20 or just ahead.
I think they just called that play dead afterwards.
Yeah.
Based on how things are moving right there. So, and the pass by McCann right there, I don't think she got enough on that one because there was a receiver, but she was all the way behind that play. So, number one saw that, able to come out with it.
So it'll be 1st and 2 for the Flying Horses. Takes a snap. And the ball is dropped. So they're going to lose yardage on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 5 now. I'm getting used to these markers here.
Yeah.
My first game I had a little bit of a struggle with this. Now I'm on one. 18:50 left in the second half. 30-2 Troy. Now they're getting lined up here. And another drop. I believe number 2 almost had the run there. Bobbled it again. That's their second one. Another 5-yard loss on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
And not a good start to this drive right here. A couple of drops on the first couple snaps. So now you also see Haggerty was also pressuring to get to the flag right there. So that could have been also a
They're going to
potential play that got
pass
blown
here.
up.
Throw deep. Wobbling. And it's incomplete. Flag on the play. Oh, it might be on Haggerty here because it was late. Yep. Haggerty got to the quarterback, and when I looked up after the incomplete pass, saw the quarterback for Troy on the ground. So most likely be something on that.
We're going to take a look at this right here. Haggerty, yeah, a little bit of a push. You could see it behind the play just before the pass was being made. Yeah, it could have been a good play there for Guilderland to potentially get an interception there, but extracurricular in the backfield results in that not happening.
1st down for the Flying Horses now at the 20, so it'll be 1st and 20. And flag was pulled by Haggerty there.
And quickly blew up that play. And nice awareness, seeing the run immediately come up the middle. And Haggerty able to get the flag. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd down for the Flying Horses. Throws. Complete. It's number 32.
A big push down after that play. And now, let's see who's that's getting helped up. I believe that's Dominique.
She looks fine, though.
And Dominique's been very vital so far in this game, especially on the defensive side, getting all the flag pulls so far for Guilderland. And very quick flag pull right there by Madison Haggerty again. Stepping up a bit more defensively in this 2nd half.
Absolutely.
Take a look at the replay here.
And she's gotten into a lot of the, trying to think of the word here. She's gotten a lot of rushes in on the quarterback. At least lately. You saw that with even the hit on Troy's quarterback. She's applying a lot of pressure.
Indeed.
And they're just going to shovel it over to number 2 of Troy Sorry, I don't think that was Dominique. That was number 88, Haley Wismont, on the deflagging.
And a good job once again right there getting to that ball. Now it looks like we're going to see a punt.
So this will be the 2nd punt of the day for Troy. And it looks like Clemens Mignot and Peyton Domini on the return here for the Lady Dutch.
We're going to see who gets the return. And some more players coming out on the field here for the Lady Dutch. It looks like...
Oh, maybe they called it a 1st down here.
We'll see what's going on here.
Yeah. So Troy gets the 1st down. Couldn't really tell what happened there.
Yeah, they were lining up as if they were going to punt. But they did rule that they got enough for the 1st down, I guess.
Whoa. Okay, a lot of things just happened. Now, ball dropped there. Haggerty had it. I'm guessing what we missed was that it was a turnover on downs and everyone thought it was a punt.
Yeah, I guess that's what the confusion was. And now we know officially that was a turnover to Guilderland. They had snapped the ball.
A lob over the Haggerty there. But she got it and then dropped it as she was getting deflagged there. Or at least was attempted. Ball's on the 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Lady Dutch. Less than 15 minutes left in the 2nd half. Motion. Here's a snap. They're going to kind of jet sweep it to number 82. Flag on the play. Giuseppina Santianello
Yeah, you
on the
can
run
see
there.
the jersey getting pulled at instead of the flags right there as Centaniello ran for that one. Yeah, nice handoff right there, and you can see right there, you see number 8 was pulling on the jersey. So things are going to back up even further here for. So wow, look at that. Lots of yardage on that play given up.
So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Lady Dutch. Now, I haven't really thought of this, but wouldn't this technically mean that it's 1st and goal? Because all they need to do is get into the end zone.
That's all you need at this point.
McCann throws, and it's complete by number 20. Flag on the play, but I don't know if no, a flag was pulled by number 8 there, but
yeah,
Clements
the referee
Mignot
was waving the signal after that play
got
as
the
well.
reception there. Let's take a look here on what happened.
And once again, a quick release there by McCann. And Mignot got the catch, burst through, and then right at the very end, before she was able to get in, it was so close to being a touchdown. So close to being the first touchdown in program history right there. But just before she got there, the flag got pulled, but a very nice catch by Mignot for the completion right there.
So it'll be 1st down for the Lady Dutch. Ball either at the 1 yard line or it's inches.
Looks like it's 2
line.
yards away.
Here's the snap. Bobbled snap by McCann. So they're going to lose yardage on the play. 2nd and 6.
And just got to reset a little bit here. Just make sure you can devise up the right play. You got some good weapons in the backfield as well. Santaniello's there as well.
McCann will just rush it in. Flag pulled. Was she in the end zone? No.
Not quite. Very, very close, though.
They are right there. They want this touchdown.
Now, Coach Ginder is going to bring his players in for a little bit of a chat right now. Yeah, so close. On that last play, McCann very nearly had it rushed in. 3rd down.
3rd down for the Lady Dutch. Takes the time. McCann will run it in. Flag pulled.
Nothing there. Nope.
Nothing there. Oh, that might have been a turnover. Oh, no.
So a rough ending for that one.
That is rough, but they will have pressure in the end zone. A very close play. I thought it was 3rd down. Guess we also have to deal with the down marker, at least from our vantage point, being messed up from behind. I'm guessing on the other side is crystal clear. But turnover on downs for the Lady Dutch, but they're right at the goal line. So if they can get in, they might get another safety here.
And pressure's coming.
And they do, I think. Yes.
There it is.
Another safety for the Lady Dutch. 30-4.
I believe you called that one, Anthony. So you got that one on the board. So a very nice play in the back of the end zone right there. And coming in, I believe that's Cherzanowski right there. And that is indeed the 2nd safety of the game, and a very nice one right there for the Lady Dutch.
Each team has 4 safeties.
Wow.
Or 2 safeties, excuse me.
2 safeties each. 4.
Yeah. Four total.
Wow.
So, I mean, you could say that they were so close to getting the touchdown there, but at least they still get some points out of it.
You got to look at that and say, did their best to get some points out of that, but at the end of that play, they were able to quickly get some pressure on and get the flag.
So it'll be Lady Dutch ball again at the 14-yard line. That's where every Since there's no kickoffs, that's where the ball always goes, at the 14. McCann under center. Steps back, rolls to her right. She'll run. No one's got her deflagged yet. Deflagged there by, I believe that was 85 on Troy.
Yep. A nice first run there by Alice McCann.
And that'll be a Lady Dutch first down.
It's a good angle for her to run on that play. Able to get a nice run for the first down.
1st and 19, McCann. Looks to throw. And it's low. Pass intended there to Clemens Mignot.
Now, I couldn't tell if there was a bit of a deflection right there, but it looked like, based on how the throwing motion was, it might have been deflected. But Mignot, in the vicinity of that pass, just wasn't able to get to it close enough.
11:40 left in the second half. 30-4 Troy. McCann will throw, and that was just a bad read there by Mignot. She wasn't looking until the ball was halfway towards her.
And the rules could be bended so you could catch the ball on a hop. That would have been a great play right there, but Mignot just wasn't able to get to it again right there.
3rd and 19 for the Lady Dutch. McCann rolls to her right. She'll throw. And it's over. It was a bit of a high throw there. Mignot was
Mignot had to jump a little bit for that one, but just wasn't able to get to it.
So it'll be 4th down for the Lady Dutch. And they're probably gonna send out the kicking team here.
And it looks like they're gonna have Domini take the punt right here. They're still rushing to get some players on the field. Yeah, Troy had a bunch of players come right on at the last second. Now it looks like we're gonna take a timeout here.
So Troy will take the timeout just before they could get the punt off. 10:27 left in the second half. 30-4. Troy Flying Horses against your Guilderland Lady Dutch. We'll be right back here on GHS Media. We're back here on GHS Media, 30-4 Troy. It looks like there's some good news, at least, once we got back on the field, as Domini will punt it off here. That's a nice boot, even though it bounced just short of the 36-yard line. Actually, just after. But we did see number 26 on Troy come back onto the field. She had a scary injury in the first half, but it looks like
she was back out there on special teams in the last play right there for Troy. So, if you were not at the live stream during that particular play, it looked like there was a bit of a non-contact play with the left leg of the Troy quarterback, number 26. So, but she has not been in much action since then. But it was good to see her come back out, at least for a play here in the second half.
One will fake the handoff. Kind of moves away. Throw. Bit of a high throw. No one's incomplete there. And there's a late flag.
Yeah, Domini was very, very close back there on that near interception. We got to take a look at this play. So fake the handoff right there. And Boyce not able to get to it, neither was Famadou. And then right at the end of the play, it's a lob up in the air, and it just came right out of the hands of number 18 for Troy. And Domini did her very best to get back for that interception. Just no dice on that one at the end.
Troy, pump fake, throws, complete to number 2 of Troy. Flag pulled by number 81, Madison Haggerty. She's gotten a lot of the deflags here in the second, I can't even speak. I guess in the second half, end of the first half. First half was mainly Domini getting all the deflags. Now Haggerty's getting in a piece of the action here.
You can definitely see like the defense intensity has been picking up for Haggerty, especially in the second half. I mean, there were a couple plays that resulted in flags, but she's been in many parts of the good aspects of the game in the second half, getting to the quarterback especially and getting to whoever has the ball.
Also a bad snap there, or at least a bad handoff. Troy had the first down, but with the bad snap, they're going to move back 5 yards, 2nd and 5, 15, or 25? I forget how.
It's a good amount of yards. We'll see that. There's a flag right on the first play. It's a nice completion was made. And now we're going to see who that penalty is on.
There's a deflag early, I believe by Kaylee Cherzanowski.
And is a false start call. And that negates a pretty good pass right there because there wasn't a lot of people covering number 2. And she had all the time she needed to get ready for that catch, but as a result of that play, it's going to be moving on back.
So I think regardless of where it is, if it's moved back into the other zone, it does go back down to 2nd and 5 or whatever. Now it's 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10. Handoff to number 6.
And Domini there again.
Flag pulled early on that. Great defense on the Lady Dutch. So it'll be, let's see if we can tell. It might be 4th down. I think what we're getting confused on is the bar right below the top of the down marker. Oh, it's messed up on both sides.
Yeah, it's not exactly the best one they're using right now to keep track, so.
I think earlier in the game, it actually looked good on the other side. Now it isn't.
Yeah, it mainly has been displaying the first down marker, but you can see right there, it's a lot of jumbled numbers right there.
And that'll be the second charge timeout for Troy. They're out of timeouts with 7:47 left in the second half. We'll be right back here on GHS Media, 30-4 Troy against your Guilderland Lady Dutch. We'll be right back. We're back here on GHS Media. 7:47 left in the second half. Troy has the football. And offsides on the offense.
Now, very quickly, that was called back for a false start.
I always get confused by that. I'm thinking of motion man in arena football. That's probably where I'm getting that. Unrelated, there was a really bad offsides in the Nashville game when your Albany Firebirds played. And I guess that's part of why I got that confused. Kind of just that jump offside. Quarterback rush there.
Nice job by Famadou.
And a name we haven't called in a while, but she got a lot of those rushes last game. Famadou gets that tackle there. 4th down, excuse me. And I've heard from...
I think we both heard that one, that they're going to punt.
So I believe that's their second punt of the game, but they've had a few turnover on downs as well. So the Lady Dutch will get... But I will have to say, this Lady Dutch defense has done exceptionally well in the second half.
Yeah, you see them playing with a bit more confidence. I think that's the biggest thing.
And
as they get forward.
And a nice play by Domini.
Wow.
Ooh.
Bursting through that defense right there. Like she was charging forward on that punt right there. So she sets up the Lady Dutch relatively well, even better than they would have been if she had stopped and caught that. But she kept the momentum going right after that punt. A very nice play by Domini.
So it'll be first down for the Lady Dutch. Trying to see where the down marker is. I think it's on the 28-yard line, maybe a little bit ahead.
And we're seeing a little bit right there. I think it's right on the 30. So it's a little bit around that point where she was tackled.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lady Dutch. I should have just looked at the football. That's probably the easier way to find out where the down marker is. They now have 2 balls on the field.
And once again, you mentioned that Famadou was getting a bit of the rushes last time. She is lined up in the backfield right now with Alice McCann. And now oh no, it's 22, my bad. That's Diallo in the backfield, not Famadou. And the pass incomplete right there, so that will be 2nd down.
6:20 left in the second half. 30-4 Troy. Guilderland has 2 timeouts. Troy has none. Takes a snap. McCann rolls to her right. Flag not pulled. Flag still. Oh, flag was pulled just there by number 4 on Troy. She got a good chunk of yards there.
Yeah, quite a few times on that run you thought that the play was going to be over, but McCann, see right there, first one, didn't get to it. And the second chance right there, a couple flags might have gotten pulled right there. See, there was one at the end, too, by number 6 on Troy.
So it'll be 3rd and 2, excuse me. McCann will run again. Flag was pulled. I don't think she got enough yardage to get to the first down marker.
Yeah, not quite enough right there. You see number 8 who got the flag that time.
So it'll be 4th down and 4 for the Lady Dutch.
And a couple of yards that were lost on that play. So this one's make or break right here. Let's see what they do.
They're going to need this one if they want to score more. I can't even speak. Score more points. Did she get in? No. So it'll be another turnover and downs for the Lady Dutch. 4:46 left in the second half. 30-4. Troy Flying Horses.
And you could see that on that run, McCann was trying to do what similar to how Domini was able to get the ball in the punch. She tried to charge forward and see if she could power through for the first, but just wasn't enough.
First down for the Flying Horses. Takes the snap. It's bobbled.
It's a very quick 2nd down after that one.
I believe a new quarterback in for Troy, number 18. 2nd down. Quick snap here. Flag pulled there by number 18, Kaylee Cherzanowski, one of the 7th graders on the team.
Yeah, very nice job. She's been involved in a few key plays tonight, and that one right there just able to get to the quarterback relatively quickly, just pull the flag and get the play blown up. So 3rd down now.
3rd down and 2 for the.
Here it is.
Flag on the play.
Oh.
Way deep. Oh.
And that was an overthrow right there, but there is a flag right before that play.
False start on the offense.
Yep.
I mean, that was still a great throw, though.
Yeah,
even if it was way over. I'm just talking about distance here, folks. Just distance.
As you're able to get to the receiver there, that would have been a really nice throw as well. But the distance on that throw is very impressive. So that backs up Troy even further now.
I don't know if it's third down or if they're going to punt. It stays third down. 3rd and 29, very long for the Flying Horses. She'll throw. And it's dropped by number 6 on Troy.
And they had the open receiver there. Just another case of not being able to convert. So last chance now on this drive, 4th down.
Almost 3 minutes to go here in the second half. 30-4 Troy. Looks like they're going to punt here.
They do have Famadou lined up this time, I believe, alongside. I believe that's Peyton Dominy. Oh, no, it isn't. It's Haggerty this time, but very quickly a whistle after that one.
Short of the 30-yard line. So Dutchmen get the ball with decent field position here. It'll be first down at the... You know what I said I was really good at figuring out where the ball was?
I think it's around
28-yard line.
Yep.
Yeah. Rolls to her right. She's still going. Dominy had the snap there. She's still going. Touchdown, Lady Dutch.
There's a flag, too. I don't know who it's on, but Dominy just got to the end zone.
And it's on the offense. That play's coming back, I believe.
Oh, boy. And now John Ginder's going over to talk with the referee.
Let's see if we can see what happened here. I didn't see a flag fly. I think I was just too excited on the...
It was... Like, you're going to see it. It was around where the 20 was, I believe. And, yeah, it looks like it is coming back.
So it'll stay 30-4.
Now, I'm getting a little confused on this play. They still have the score up on the screen. Wasn't sure
Dominy will run it again. Well, she got it this time. Yes, touchdown, Lady Dutch. This one will count. 30-10, Troy now. And that is the first touchdown in Guilderland Lady Dutch flag football history.
And that one's not coming back. Officially now, Dominy had 2 runs on that one. The first one unsuccessful on the callback, and now for real this time, Dominy able to get that one. So after a couple safeties on the day.
Unless this one's coming back too. Oh no. I don't even know what's happening. I didn't see.
Looks like they might be just going for a try here.
No, that probably is what it is. I can't read.
So more points on the conversion.
Dominy will throw. And it's
incomplete.
That would have been a 3-point try if they converted. That's probably where I got confused. I got confused with the 30. But
yeah, the further back it is, the more points it's worth. But going for a little bit more than that. But there's a lot of excitement on that sideline still for the first touchdown in flag football program history.
Absolutely.
And John Ginder going over to congratulate the players on that one. They've played a lot better, as you've said earlier, in the second half. And they just cemented that right there with their first touchdown. So 2:12 to go.
Also felt like that pressure was building all throughout the game, especially with how close they've gotten. Now they finally get it, even after it got, I guess, pushed back.
Yeah, but that's another big thing for them, too. It gets a little bit of relief off the back. They can now say they got the touchdown out of the way.
Incomplete there, pass intended, I believe, to number 18 on Troy.
And that's something you can build on as the games go on.
Absolutely. Timeout for Guilderland. Their, first of the second half. So, we've entered under 2 minutes, so the under 2 minute timing rules will now be in effect. 1 minute 56 left in the second half. Troy is up 30-10. We'll be right back here on GHS Media. We're back here on GHS Media. Minute 56 left in the second half. Troy about to throw. Never mind, they're going to run up again. And flag pulled there by Haggerty.
And yet another good job on defense there for Madison Haggerty in this second half. But it is enough for a first down for Troy.
I think that's where I've gotten confused a lot with these new yarding. I forget that the ball's placed on their 14, so all they need to do is just cross the 30, or the or original 30, the 20-yard line in this to just get the first down.
And time's still continuing to wind down. We have reached the final minute and a half.
I mean, all they need to do is run the clock and hope that they don't get any drop or bad snaps. Oh, that was a nice play there by Troy.
And a couple of the flags came loose on that one.
That one had me fooled a little bit. I thought it was going to be handed off behind. They decided to go with the short pass there. Let's take a look.
Yeah, just a nice fake right there. Got it to the outside.
So it'll
continuing
be
on this drive.
2nd and 7, I believe, for Troy. Less than a minute now in the game. There's a snap. And a bad snap there. That'll stop the clock, I believe.
And it does indeed stop at 34.
Oh, that might have been fourth down, I believe. Or I don't even know.
There's a timeout.
Timeout. I am jumbled up here, but it's another timeout. This is Guilderland's last charge timeout of the half.
So both teams now have no timeouts left. So a little bit of a rough snap right there on that last play. So I'm going to talk things over, see what they can do on this next play.
So I guess since there's not that much time left, we can at least talk about how much they've improved this game. This is compared to, I mean, maybe the conditions are better, obviously, but the way they've played in the second half now, they're getting rowdy on the bench.
So the team is much more amped up, you can see right here. You can see all the defense chants. There's a fake handoff.
She'll get the first down. Oh no, she was stopped just before.
Looked like
that might be a turnover
have been a yard
here.
Short.
Unless it's about to be fourth down, but that was short.
Time is still winding down, so it might not matter too much. There's still 10 seconds and counting. And at this rate, I think we're almost done here.
And they're just going to run the clock there. That'll do it. 30-10 Troy, final score. But the way this game ended, it brought a lot of hype into the stands and especially on the bench on that last play.
Yeah, it did. And, you know, this is, once again, this is something that they can definitely build on. First year of the program, they looked a lot more confident in the second half. Things might have started a little bit rough, but you can be definitely very proud of how this effort was tonight for the Lady Dutch.
So it'll be, again, 30-10 final score, as I also am running graphics again. So I got to put up the final score graphic. There it is. Oh, change quarter. Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do this just for.
We're doing this live.
There you go. So 30-10 Troy, final score here. So next broadcast I believe will be on Monday.
That is correct. It will be a girls lacrosse game on Monday, so be on the lookout for that. We have a couple more games coming at you next week, so stay tuned. But for now, I think it's time for us to sign off.
So that'll do it here tonight. Final score again, 30-10 Troy. I'm Anthony Bourne.
I'm Sean Cunningham.
And that'll do it for today's game. Remember, it's always great to be a Dutchman. We'll see you soon on the next GHS Media broadcast. Have a good night, everyone.